Alan, let's talk about. I want to hear your review of Samaritan. Because I didn't get a chance to see it, and I feel very bad for that. So I would like to hear what you thought. I saw the trailer.
Mm-hmm.
Looks pretty good.
Yeah.
But Alan, tell me what your thoughts are on Samaritan. And Sylvester Stallone, he is underestimated. Go watch the first Rocky movie. He's kind of a loser. He's kind of washed up. He's like a low-level thug, and he has to persevere and overcome. Stallone is so good at that. He's willing to, he comes out in the end earning respect in the first Rocky movie. But that movie, that's not usually the go-to that people go to when they watch Rocky. They'll watch like Rocky 3 with Mr. T or Rocky 4 with Ivan Drago. But one of my favorites is probably the first Rocky because he loses the fight. But Alan, you had a chance to watch Samaritan. It's on my list. What did you think of Samaritan?
Yeah, well, Samaritan is the story of a kid. I watch these movies and it's like they drop names and I don't even know the names of them. So this kid who is living in the harsh part of the town, a lot of crime going on, gang warfare. But a long time ago, there was peace, and that was because there was this superhero called the Samaritan who fought crime, who protected the city. And then an arch nemesis came around called Nemesis. And a long time ago, they got into this major battle. The Nemesis created a hammer that could hammer so strong that it could be the only thing that could pierce the skin of the Samaritan. They fought, both died, or people thought they both died. And then as crime grows in the city and the hope for a hero is waning, a little boy discovers Samaritan, and it's Sylvester Stallone. And of course, he doesn't want to be known for some reason. He has a dark secret. He has pain from the past, and he just wants to be left alone and live the life of a hermit. Yet this kid keeps calling him out, and then finally inspires him to be the Samaritan. Everything you want in the movie is in the trailer. I mean, if you want some good superhero action at a very low, I'd say mid-range budget level, I think you got it here. Story's serviceable. It's a good comic book story. Someone mentioned a twist. Yeah, I mean, the twist was interesting. I think part of that twist was I didn't feel like I really cared, whether that twist occurred or not, whether, it just continued down the road that we'd expected. It just felt like it was thrown in there to kind of put a twist. And I don't feel like it necessarily paid off that twist. But, what I appreciate, though, is at least it appears that Sylvester Stallone did a lot of the action. Pretty sure he didn't. But, he gets into it. And a lot of good violence, So I'm really giving it that kind of mid-range, it's good but not great kind of review here.
All right, well, yeah, it looks to me like, in a way, it kind of looks like, remember Unbreakable with Bruce Willis? Mm-hmm. It looks a little bit like that.
Yeah, but they really played into like that at all. Aspect of it, there's a gimmick, and the gimmick kind of plays itself out, but there's not a lot of weight and depth behind that gimmick.
Okay. So Samaritan, you would just say, is okay. That's what a couple people in the chat said. Yeah. Samaritan was okay. It seems like one of those things that's like good enough for streaming, but not much beyond that. And it's on Prime Video right now, which a lot of other things are coming to Prime Video.
I know. I'm glad that this came out now, so it's not overwhelmed by what we think will be greatness coming out of Amazon Prime Video.
No. We're going to be talking about that later tonight. Hey, I was just on the live stream with Gary Beekler from Nerdrotic, and always love doing that, man. That guy, when he does these reviews, he goes into such detail. I mean, we're like off the top of our head, just kind of talking about these movies, giving you like our sort of pass fail, or your mileage may vary if you like this type of movie. That certainly is true when it comes to a lot of independent films. It's like you kind of have to like that kind of movie to even like dive into it. Like we talked with the director Owen Klein last week. Owen Klein, what a character last week. Owen Klein from the movie Funny Pages, which I strongly recommend. If you're someone who just spent way too much time at a comic book shop, that movie's kind of made for you. It's made for people who are super obsessed with the non-superhero comics, like the Peter Baggy Neat stuff, Daniel Clowes, 8-Ball, or Chester Brown Yummy for those kinds of comics. That Arena, Love and Rockets, etc. Like it, I love that kind of thing. But it's like, if you don't like that subject, you're not going to like that movie, right? You're not. So it's maybe kind of a narrow audience, but it does what indie films do really well, which is a character study. So,
yeah, I mean, I certainly felt that way, but I could definitely see you and Owen hanging out all night at a bar somewhere.
Yeah, and it's like one of those, because he's the kind of person that when you go to a comic book shop, like, the people that like you get into like these impassioned debates about characters, events in comics, whatever, certain runs or artists, writer combos that were great, or just whatever it is. Like, this is what I love also about like the experience of going to a comic book shop, was just finding someone who's as passionate about you. We don't have to agree, but at least we can have that debate. And I think that that's what's always fun about talking about things like, well, like She-Hulk,